What's up guys, it's Drac and welcome to the Toy Lab. Today we're going to be doing a build and review of these. These are Brixies. Think mini Legos, so to speak, but they're their own proprietary brick building company, and the bricks themselves are so tiny. That's really cool. So this is the Lobster. It's 159 pieces, and it's one of their, I guess, aquatic creatures kits, but picked this up at New York Toy Fair, relatively inexpensive for a brick building kit. I'll put links in the description box below to where you can find out more about these or purchase them. But for now, let's actually take a look at the toy before we review it and do the most fun part of playing with it, which is building it. It's gonna be awesome. Bag is resealable, which is neat. And then inside the bag, you get another bag full of pieces, a bag full of itty bitty pieces, and then what I can only assume is the instruction manual. Instruction manual is, whoa! That's a pretty cool way of doing it. Instruction manual is not actually a book, it accordions open. These are the instructions, that's how we'll build our lobster. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so let's get right into it. I'm kind of old school. I still like to sort all of my pieces before I even begin the brick building activity. I find that this kind of helps zen me into the toy itself, and also makes it more efficient to build the toy eventually. And then after we get them all sorted, you can kind of see that there aren't a whole lot of different kinds of pieces. It's mostly about building shapes with very simple bricks of different sizes, and only 2 real colors plus the eyeballs there. Now, we are putting together the base, and the base has lots of little details built into it. It was kind of tricky to figure out where exactly everything went, but we got there for sure. Still haven't learned to keep my hair out of the lens, oh well. But you can see that we're putting this lobster's antennas together and kind of stacking his back so that it looks like he has a full rounded carapace on top. And then I think I made a little mistake there, but I got it corrected in no time at all. Now we're building his underbelly. These are the pieces that kind of make up his tail and let him sit flat when he is eventually completed. And then the antennae are very fragile. They're held together by single points, and the legs are kind of the same way. This is definitely like almost like model building, so to speak, in that it's sort of fragile and delicate once it's done, but that allows you to get all of those little details in the build. Then all we have to do is complete this larger, I guess it's an antenna piece. I don't really know my arthropod anatomy super duper well, but we have to put together these large tendrils that come off and flow back behind the lobster, and those are also pretty easy. It's a series of small builds that all kind of snap together here. Alrighty guys, so hopefully you enjoyed watching this little lobster man come to life, but it was fun to build for sure. Now there are some differences between your traditional building toy that I'd like to talk about. If you take a look inside one of these itty bitty pieces, you can see there actually aren't necessarily notches inside. That means that all of these pieces in here will enter and then slide freely if you so choose. Now, that is interesting from a building perspective because you can do some really weird things like the angles up on the front of this guy's face, but it also means that it can be frustrating aligning things at times. Now, other things that I want to talk about are that I had 3 extra pieces, and it's totally possible that there are no extra pieces and I made an error. I'd like to talk about that as well. Toy is designed for ages 8 and up, and the instructions have very little detail. Now it's really cool because they can be understood in any language, and for a toy that's so clearly marketing itself internationally, that's awesome. The instructions are very easy to understand without words, but certain little things are confusing. I am also colorblind, which means that certain pieces aren't necessarily as obvious to me as they could be to others, but all worth noting. Now, the plastic that the pieces are made of themselves is very soft. It's very soft plastic. So there were a couple of times when trying to correct minor pieces, I came in with needle nose pliers, and it will just chew through this plastic. But if you're using your hands, totally safe. Obviously, don't give this to small children, as these pieces are tiny. That's a piece. Like, oh my goodness. Look at how small that brick is. Now, again, that does let you get some monster detail. For a kit this size to have this many pieces, this definitely looks like a lobster, both on the front and on the bottom of the kit. It's really, really cool. So tons of fun to make. Difficult for those with sausage fingers, I'm sure, but I have some pretty thin skeleton fingers, so no issues there. Now, lots of different kits. Some of them get to the thousands of pieces, and I'm sure that would be much, much more time intensive. For me personally, this kit took a little bit under 30 minutes to build. That's not bad. That's a fun kind of toy build. It definitely wasn't a huge time commitment, and it turned out great. Now, I think that this was a fun kit. It's priced right. Again, feel free to check out the description box below for more info, but this time for Brixies, the Lobster and I are going to sign off. As a final aside, huge thanks to Chris from Brixies for giving us this kit at Toy Fair to make this video with. Exciting stuff coming from them, and I'm just thrilled to see like really good competition for Lego, especially competition doing something different like this is with the micro bricks for the extreme detail. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this toy, what you think of this kit, and if you would ever want to build with tiny Legos yourself.